And will you look at that? I'm actually on time today. Miracles will never cease. Alright. We should be all good. Hi. How are you guys doing? How is your Wednesday going? Hope everybody's doing well. And see, Wednesday, so microphone gets to get shoved in my face. Since we're going to be doing art stuff for at least part of today, I'm not sure if I'm going to do art things the entire time today. We will see. Also, I might turn the microphone down. I forgot, given, this is close enough to my face. Might warrant a wee bit turning down to avoid potentially blowing everyone's eardrums out. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. General name of the game today is going to be me hopefully finishing that pumpkin wallpaper, and then just getting started on one of my SubSketches, which I think I might resketch a thing in there. And depending on how I feel, I might just change gears and do words on stream for the rest of the stream. But yeah, that's essentially it. Because I've been working on stuff a good chunk of this morning, hence why I'm saying finishing wallpaper today. Which I imagine a good chunk of you guys are surprised given where we last left off. But like I said, working on stuff today, so I've made a wee bit of progress. And that's hiding, so there it is. As you can see, I've made a wee bit of stuff. Gotten some stuff done between last time and now. Although I feel like something's missing. I don't know if it's me or not, but it's like I feel like it needs like a mid-ground of some kind. I'm not sure what though, but I feel like it needs at least some slight bit of a mid-ground here or there. But other than that, I'm mostly done. I just want to do a little bit of stuff with the grass here. And essentially that, and maybe I have an idea of what I might do, but other than that, I am very, very close to being done with this, which this is the larger size of the wallpapers. So I would have to just shrink the canvas and then poof, this will be good enough for a smaller size. Which will be awesome. Alright. Again, not terribly much going on since yesterday. I did look for that Babysitters Club movie, although I had that tab open. I had that tab open during stream, and then I was like, I'll get to this another time. Although, my only thing with this pumpkin thinking of is like, I'm wondering if this should be darker, given it the background is so dark. It's like, and the lightness of this color kind of makes it look like it's too bright. Because I had started it in CMYK, and so honestly, I didn't think of a really bright background. Probably would have stand to maybe make the pumpkin darker, which I still could do, but it's like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of in the midst of indecision going on. Let me answer this thing. This person's heading off for a bit, so it is pretty much fine if I answer. Because I know I'm not going to get answered back immediately. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Wait, I do like this wallpaper. I never would have thought of a pumpkin emoji. Alright, so let's shrink this so that stops being in my way. Because having the double thing of seeing both the OBS screen and then the actual screen drives me nuts because I can kind of see the motion and the parts not covered by my window, which things seem to be behaving now that I updated Krita to the latest version. Because yesterday I was having some weirdness going on, like literally the entirety of when I clicked on file, the entirety of the menu was not there, and it was strange as fuck. Alright, also. Alright, and then go here. Yeah, because I want on top of the pumpkin. We have a shadow for a pumpkin, so yeah, I think I'd rather have that as another layer instead of having that be, a layer onto itself. Even though the pumpkin itself is very cute, I kind of want to give it, like, maybe a creepy reason why it's glowing. Who knows? Or maybe, magic. Because it is spoopy season, so I can do as I like. Which is always fun. That side. Oops, I forgot that was doing something else. I had to turn down the opacity for that. So let's see. Where is that? Although, yeah, it's probably better if I have that up. I'm honestly kind of winging this part. Because I figured the airbrush is probably the best way to go if I'm going to do anything that involves smoke or anything of that kind. So, or anything related to smoke. Oh, so that feels a little stiff. So, maybe if I do like this. And then probably it's up blending a little bit so you don't see that seam. Although the opacity needs to not be 100%. But I do want to have some like energy potentially coming out of this pumpkin. Because I do not want the majority of the middle being so barren. Alright, and then given you kind of want this to glow, you kind of want the edges to be like a darker color. I mean, given it's an off-white, it's not that hard. Tools. Oops. Do not want that spot there. Although, maybe turning the opacity up just a smidge. And then turn the opacity a bit down and make this a little bit translucent here. Although I'm trying to keep this as even as I can possibly get it. And then a little bit more blending in places. Really? You're complaining about a freehand brushstroke? And then, let's see, a little bit more of the green. Oh wow, it's struggling to catch up with those brush strokes. Really? That bad? Okay, cool. That's better. I don't think I like the shape, so I'm actually just gonna clear all that. I know I'm being picky. Alright, so maybe a little less opacity. Build it up again. Alright, and then, yeah, let that mingle together. And turn the opacity up just a smidge. Probably I'm gonna go over with the blending brush just a smidge. Do 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 do. And then kind of go like so. And then come to this one. Also, I'm kind of amused to go back to our bit of, well, more like me rambling on and on until my voice got literally tired. Which I didn't realize that was why my throat felt weird. Because I yammered on so much, and I haven't done that in a while, that my voice got actually tired. Which is hilarious. But yeah, I cannot believe that, I forgot more about the Boxcar Children in comparison to the Babysitter's Club. Like, and considering I probably read the Babysitter's Club, I think, around the same time that I was reading the Boxcar Children, because those are both kid-related stories. It just kind of amuses me. It's interesting what the brain likes to forget sometimes. Alright. And then outside here, make this a little bit smaller. Don't want to make it any bigger, so I'm just gonna lock the layer and just get the edges to get colored. Alright, I think... Where's my mouse? Is it not... I had the mouse before. I think I have it sitting there because I kind of want to zoom in. But I swore I had it in my hand. What the hell? I must have moved it some... Yep. Because I remember I had it before. And then probably put it down. Yeah, because I wanted to zoom in a little bit. Alright, and then allow me to build up the color a little bit more on the edges. Now that I know where I'm going to put it. Alright, let it autosave. So I like having autosaves as backups. Just in case. Because you know things can go wrong and go wrong quickly. So it is usually best to have at least some semblance of a backup. Alright, and let's see. I can go here and then make that a little bit smaller. I do want to have a slight bit of a glowing effect, but not as much to detract from, you know, the eyes of the pumpkin. Although, I'm not sure how I feel. I think I should have, you know, desaturated that orange, but a little bit more. I don't know. And then, oh god, I have to make that a lot smaller. Yeah, a little bit more. Maybe a little higher in opacity, but not too high, because usually past 50% it starts to get into smudging territory, which is usually not what I'm looking for. Unless I'm trying to like cleanly blend the colors together. Alright. Alright, let's zoom back out again. Come on. There it is. And then come through with say. Also, ow. Yeah, right there is gonna start complaining if I don't fix my damn posture. Do 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 do. But for anybody wondering what the heck I'm grumbling about, it's more of the fact that A, whenever I sit here, my posture tends to get very, very, very crap. So, although arguably, my posture is usually garbage anyway. So, this just doesn't help is all. And then pretty much dark white. A little less opacity. And then go over that. And then, let's see. Oh, yeah. Got that one. A little more opacity here. So can get the edges to be a bit more contrast with that. Although, let's make that a lot smaller. Try that again. Oops, come on. Oops, yeah, I said more than halfway. It's gonna start looking like smudging rather than, because I don't want it to move from where it is. I just want it to soften a bit. And I know it's pretty opaque, so I'm gonna go over this with a eraser. Although, oops. And then alright, and then blend bits there so you don't see where that edge starts. Huh. And maybe a tiny bit more eraser. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I definitely do appreciate that's a bit more translucent now, but I'm not sure about the general overall look. Like, I'm not sure if I like the shape. I could start that over again. I'm not sure what to do from here. Alright, so since I'm not sure, why do I not poke at these blades of grass down here? Which I don't have terribly much to do with them. I just need to blend this a little bit more. Do that, make that a lot smaller. So I don't want it looking too much like, you know. I need it to be a little bit more seamless is essentially what I'm saying. So I'm basically just going over this with the actual fill-in colors I have. Okay, I did that. And then go over here. All right. Yeah, I think that would about do it because I don't want to go, too much in the way of stuff in regards to the grass here. So I think this is fine as is. All right. So, do I want to try this again or leave it alone? I think I might try it again. Which I realize I'm being a wee bit of perfectionist here, but there are worse things to be, arguably. Also, let's see. Zoom myself back out here. Give myself a little bit of time to get the shape that I want of this. Although, I think I'm gonna go with white as the first color I do. No. Unless it's one giant plume coming from both sides. Which, yeah, I'm not gonna let it cover up stars, but oops. Come on. I just need that to erase. I just want an area of where I can get started. And then, let's see. Let's keep this as a nice, good layer. And go over it again. Although, let's see. And then come through with this. gonna make this a bit bigger just so it doesn't take me as long to fill in this area. Then, although, do I wanna do? And then make that a lot smaller so I can get that back. Yeah, then that's gonna have to, but other than that, pretty much alright. Let's see. Whoops, there it is. I had to click on the wrong thing. And then a little bit lighter. And come over to the sides here. And then go a little bit smaller than that. Or is it darker? Yeah. I definitely want a distinctive difference between these two. Might have to move the stars back up. That, or definitely make about here translucent. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. Alright, a little bit of a light bit over here. Give myself some leeway. Then blend this area. Alright, and then go here with that. Oh, I gotta wait for the brush strokes to catch up. Damn it. Okay, there it is. And do that. This, and then turn the opacity a bit down. And then passes out like 5%, so you're not gonna see terribly much going on here. Alright, unlock that. And get that edge to soften up a wee bit. Okay, wait for that to catch up. And then the opacity of the eraser, turn that down a bit. Also, let's make this as large as I can get it. Okay, yeah, 2% might be a little bit not enough. Alright. Oh, you can see the star through that. Good. Although, let's see, is that the only one? Okay, yeah, that's the only one. Cool. A good thing I didn't put too many stars in here. Wee bit of blending so you don't see the lines from the eraser going on. Yep, wait. Gotta wait for brush strokes to catch up again. This is not usually a thing. Sometimes if I'm doing too much, which I might be going a little bit too quickly and it has to catch up, so I'm gonna give it a second and see if these brush strokes will catch up here. Also, no, it's not. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. It had caught up, so let's see. I'm gonna leave that be for a moment and then switch over to the SubSketch for a little bit. But in all essence, I think this is pretty much done, maybe? Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Unless I want to maybe do a little bit more racing to make it just a smidge translucent, and then potentially at like 1 or 2 sparkles, not go too heavy on the sparkles. Because I don't want that to overshadow things. Yeah, for the most part, pretty much done. So let me quickly get over here. Oh, let's turn that and then turn that very much down. I think I'm going to draw this over, although I could just go over what I have here and then tilt it the other way and then erase the original, which would probably be a little bit better. Which the only reason why I'm thinking about doing that is just because given the angle of these and the angle of that, it's the one of these things is not like the other sort of deal. Alright. Oh, come on. That's not quite the color. There it is. Alright. And then I have not decided on colors yet, so this is one of those I'll maybe get to it at some point sort of deals. Nope. A little bit bigger. Yeah, I knew that was off before I even finished that. Uh-oh, did I go too far back and end up... Yeah. Or... There. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Nope. That is terrible. Oh yeah, I said I want the inner lines a different layer to avoid any issues. Should I, shouldn't I put the inside lines as a separate layer? I don't know. Maybe. Although, once I start having to tilt it, it's going to be a lot more to adjust that, so... Yeah, you know what, I'll just put it as one layer. It'll be fine. Of course, I say this, but once I start doing the... You need to color set lines, this is going to be a pain in my ass. But there are worse things. Come on. There it is. Also, I've been making sure at least make sure to tilt the canvas a little bit more so stuff like this is less of an annoyance for me. Sometimes I forget the whole, hey, tilt the canvas. Which, speaking of tilting the canvas, another thing I sometimes tend not to do is flip the canvas. Which, that is usually a good way of spotting mistakes and issues you might have. Which obviously much better now rather than later when it comes to things like that. Nope. Ah, damn it. Careful. Although once I tilt it, I know I'm gonna have like a little bit of a gap here and there, which that'll be fine. I should be able to adjust that. Alright, then. Nope. I don't think so. I know it's not perfectly straight, but given this is a sub-sketch, that is fine. Alright, and then, let's see. I'm just going to make a good chunk of these lines essentially obsolete, given the whole I'm not following the first line in here. There are worse things, and I accidentally changed the goddamn color again. Oops. Let's try that again. Nope. Ah, fucking hell. Nope. I didn't even like that from the moment I took off. No, I don't like that line. And I keep pressing the goddamn Windows button, which, has anybody downloaded Windows 11? Because I know that's a thing now. Although I think that has like taken off some features which some people are not pleased about. Although it seems to be a bit better in the way of security related things. Nope. Yeah. I was still hoping that would connect. But that's a big fat no. Come on. There we go. Alright. Come on. Alright, and then how many more of these do I have left? Gently. I don't think I like this line. Yeah, I don't like it. Not that these two are really perfect, but honestly, I don't like that one. It suddenly turns into this giant gap up top. I don't enjoy. I'll leave it alone for now. No, I don't think I have. At least there, I don't have space for one more. So basically, I'm gonna have to do the same thing I had done on the other side. I did the sketch and essentially arc over a line or two. Probably only one. Nope, don't do that. Ba-ba-da. Nope. Nope. Did I accidentally? Yes, I did. For fuck's sake. I would really like to stop accidentally changing the color of that thing. That would be great. And then... Also, yeah, that does mean I might have to trace over that bit over here if I'm doing this here. Alright. That's alright enough. And then let me change the angle of this. Alright. Yeah. I knew I was going to end up with some gaps here. A little bit more than I expected, but eh. Alright, let's move this over here so I can see. Alright, that's cut off a little bit, so... Alright, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so then that, and then let me erase the lines that I have from that layer. Although arguably these lines could have allowed for a bit of texture. Oops. And nope. Why? Nope. Come on. Alright. And then, yeah, I'll need to go here. That's what I thought. And... oops. When the hell did I do that? Although, I'd arguably, I can just add up. Nope, that's way too high of an arch there. Let's try that again. And there. That's at least better. So then I can go, nope. And add these couple of lines here. Yep. Let me zoom in a little bit there to get rid of that. Oops. Come on. There we are. Alright, I'm gonna go through here. Okay. Why the hell is that keep happening? Although I think that just didn't register a suggestion to change to that. So that was not my fault. Alright. Let's see. Come on. Alright, and then let's get that off of there. I kind of want to make that smaller, but I don't know, man. Also, let me just... Is it E or Central J? I think Central J. Nope. There it is. I couldn't remember which one was to merge those layers. Alright, and now, yep, I am way overdue to go take my break. Whoops. I should not do that. Alright, so, yeah. I think I might redo one or two of these lines. I don't like them. But other than that, not bad for redoing that thing. And also, this is pretty much done, I think. I had to give myself a moment to look away from that to see if there's anything I really want to change. I don't think so. So, I think I might leave that as is. I really do. But yes, anyway, lurking, definitely feel free to get up and stretch because stretching is good. I'm going to likely have to do that for neck because I'm having pins and needles feeling, so that means I've been slouching a lot. Like a dumbass. But yes, definitely feel free to get up and stretch. Have some water, some tea. And, you know, go do the things. And I'll be right back in about 5 to 10 minutes as per usual. And likely going to be working on a bit of the SubSketch. See if I'll just add in the flat colors. And then might just switch over to words on stream. We'll see. I don't know. I'll be back. Totally feel free to play the Plinko game wrong screen. I apparently have dropped a wee bit of frames. But hello. Now you can actually see my face. Anybody who's come here and does not know me, although given 3 out of the 4 you guys that have come in here, I know very well, so this spiel will probably be redundant, but if you don't know me, hi, Serena, variety caster of way too many things. Those things usually yarn related, hence the name. So typically knitting, crocheting, spinning, weaving, sometimes stuff for the Etsy shop, other times it can be a commission or just because I have a personal project or whatnot. There's also chainmail. There's the art, whether it be digital or traditional. I tend to mostly do digital stuff on stream, but I do have traditional stuff I do every so often. And sometimes games, which we might get into today. I kind of want to play some words on stream, but if you totally, you know, if you're not following and enjoy the chill vibes here, totally feel free to hang out if you would like. Also, let me grab my drawing pad also. Oh, okay. Yay. There we go. Towel. Oh, okay. There we go. Because it literally just went flat for a second, like I somehow plugged it out. I was worried. Anyhow, let's get back to, so this wallpaper is essentially what I've been working on, which I did a bit of work already pre-stream today, which is why I pretty much got into this part already. So let's see, I think I'm gonna go, where are we? This, and then add a couple of wee little sparkles, not too many, because again, I'm not trying to overshadow anything. So put this on the luminosity layer. And then, let's see. Oh, the eraser, I've already put that down. Turn the opacity a little bit down. Maybe add a fourth one, a tiny one in here. That's probably about as many as I'm gonna put in there. Again, not trying to do too much. But convey the idea. This is magical stuff, so yeah. I'd say that works out. Although, let me off this layer and maybe make this a wee bit darker. Whoops, where's the thing? Here it is. And oh, there's my brush. And then there. Alright, so let's see. Let's drag this back. And this is what we've got here. But yeah, I'd say this is done. I don't want to do anything too elaborate. The pumpkin is probably the more elaborate part out of all of this. And even that, I didn't do a ton. Bit of shading in some spots, but at the same time, I'm like, is this pumpkin too late? Given how dark the background is, I'm like worried this might be a wee bit too light, but I'll leave it alone. I might come back to it at some point if I don't like the contrast, but I say it works out well enough. Alright, so let me do put my thing in here. Essentially call this one done. Alright, you're not going to be able to see this because this is essentially a second window, so I will quickly get this done. Alright, let's change that to my preferred type. Come on. There it is. Also, it would help if I'd be able to spell. Where'd I get that extra U from? Alright. Close that. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Well, I swear, always figuring out where to put signature is always weird. Like maybe in here. But I would have to lighten it just a little bit. I want it to stand out, but at the same time, I don't need it standing out too much. Jane! Hello. How goes? I'm just finishing up this wallpaper here. How goes your Wednesday? Alright, let's flatten this layer. There. Ah! I hate when it does that. Whenever you flatten it. Luckily that didn't cut off anything. Scarfing down. Not bad. Also, let me double check if I spelled that. I think I spelled it wrong, did I? I-L-T-R-A-T-I-O-N. Okay, no, we're good. I was like, did I spell that wrong? No. I've been annoyed. Did you? Yep. I messaged them. I didn't feel like doing the phone call thing and asked like, what the hell, guys? And basically, I'd say like an hour later, my money came back to my account, which that was awesome. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it that immediately because the message on the message thing said it was going to be, 9 to 10 days, which is kind of hilarious. I think they said there was some issue in wherever the package went to that essentially, whatever's keeping track of the returns wasn't functioning properly or whatever the case may have you. Because they knew that they got the package back. Like, that's a thing on their end. So, yeah. That's just one of those. I feel like there should be a manual way to be able to alter that. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I got my money back and I'm good. Although I think last time I checked, although I can check right now that we're talking about that. It was still telling me that it was in transit. But yeah, I feel like there definitely should be a manual way in order to, fix that sort of an issue. Like, you should be able to manually enter that form of information. Alright. Oh, speaking of things, I ordered some envelopes. Which should be getting here by Sunday. Because I got some auxiliary cords for the over-the-ears headphones. Because my 2 that I got from eBay stopped working already. Plus some chargers. But yeah, let's see. Where is it? Oh no, that's the one that... They were like, hey, let's do the thing. Alright, where's the other one? Yep, it still says it's in transit. So I don't know what the hell is their deal. I'll be real honest with ya. Oh my gosh. That's one way of putting it, and you're not wrong. It's like they sure as hell didn't have problems with that. But totally cool with taking my money when they had no right to take my money. Oh, also, what was I doing? That. I kind of want to change that color. Because it feels a little bit too saturated. Although if I turn it darker, I think that might... Yeah. Make it a little bit more stark. So, here. And also arguably the one thing no one really wanted to come back. Yes, I went there. 'Cause fuck that guy. Alright. He actually didn't? Huh. So basically he just funded the thing and just like, I'll just kick back here. Cool. Oh, so I didn't even realize that was this morning. Like, you don't... It's like, I pay a little attention to whatever the fuck those guys do. Alright, so I think we're good here. So I'm going to save PDF copy of this. Although, let me actually zoom in and see how I feel about this. Yeah, the only thing is I feel like the orange might be a little bit too saturated here. But given the fact no one's gonna zoom in this far into it, I think it should be fine. Oh! Marcy Artsy, which, correct me if I'm saying your name wrong. Hello, welcome to the channel. How you doing and how's your Wednesday? Also, is he 90? I swear he was 70 last I checked. Thank you for that follow. I'm here just finishing up this wallpaper here. That's gonna go on my Ko-fi page for purchase, so I'm just getting that all done. Which, let me actually export this as I imagine either ping. Jeez, I didn't realize he had gotten a 90 already. Man, that explains a lot. Ba-da-da. Wallpaper. That's a good question. I presume you do art. What kind of art do you happen to do? Alright. Which technically this is my Redbubble folder. I'm not sure you can see that because that's a separate window. Do I want it as a ping or a JPEG? I always forget which one you want to save it as. I'll leave it as a JPEG for now. And save. Transparent pixels, fill it with that. And there we go. Alright, so there we have a finished thing. So let me actually change the image size. There we go. Alright, and then export. As this has a phone size. Why would I have the quality 80%? That would be weird. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, so now that that's saved, I can close that for now. Oh wait. Let me undo because I forgot I shrank the image. Save. Come on. And that should do it for that one. Alright, so let's get back to over here. I'm gonna fiddle around with this a little bit and then might just change gears and play some words on stream or something. Because I was working on the pumpkin one before I even got on stream today because I wanted to get that one done because that had been sitting around for a while. So I just really wanted that, you know, off my plate. Just in case I don't get the other one done in time for the end of this month. Although, it's the 13th, so I should have some time. Another 18 days? Yeah, 18 days. Alright, so let me zoom in here. This is one of the 2 SubSketches that I needed to get done, which SubSketchers are small, which you can see like right down here how small it is, 1,000 by 1,000 canvas. So we're not talking huge here. What I do is thank yous for people who happen to sub or resub to the channel, which There was a bit of a backlog, and then of course the whole motherboard frying like KFC that happened last year. That kind of got put in slight hold for a while until I got new laptops, so this is one of the last two I need to get done, and then I'll probably put SubSketches back on as a thing. Although I'm arguably gonna probably make them at least a little bit more simplistic, so it's less of an issue. Alright, let me tilt this canvas a bit. Okay. How did that happen? I must have accidentally did central and picked up the color. Oops. You always... I can't help it. I would like doing full-on pieces, but at the same time knowing how much work it is. I should know better by now, but I do it anyway. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to, like, you know, at least tamp down the quality of those. Or at least how much work I put into them so they don't take as long. Although, arguably, by me doing full-on sketches, you can kind of see my stuff kind of develop, which that is always a plus. Given I've at least improved somewhat in certain aspects. Oops. Let me tilt this way. Get this little bit here. I'll have to erase that, but that's fine. Or I could leave that as a little hanging thread, so that actually is not bad. Okay. That works. Nope. I had not planned doing line art with this, but given I did this actual yarn skein part over, I kind of wanted to at least, you know, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well do the whole thing. Okay, why are we doing that? I very much... Yeah, I might have to tilt this that way. Also, someone had mentioned Riverdale on here yesterday, and I'd watched a YouTuber who sometimes discusses, you know, Riverdale, which season 5 had just ended, and season 6 is like coming up the month after the start of it, which is kind of weird. But I think because of the whole ye old plague, that's probably what has messed up the timing, so that's completely fair. But it's just like, I'm like, thank goodness I never invested any time into this show. Because it is just off the wall. But arguably you can do that with, well, not you can do that, but you can say that of the entirety of the CW's writing, which I know they're not the sole ones guilty of what the hell is this kind of writing. So I'm not trying to like pile on them. But it's just like, what were you guys thinking? Although I think season 6 is probably gonna get weirder, if that's even possible, because the whole, hey, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Teenage Witch. I think like they're kind of meshing onto the show. At least she's coming onto the show for season 6. Although, you know, the Sabrina show ended after 4 seasons on Netflix, if I am not mistaken. I didn't watch it. I unfortunately do not have Netflix. Well, actually, no, I take that back. I didn't watch much of it. I saw wee bits of season 1 here and there. But yeah, it's a bit much for me in the dark area. Which, although I would complain about the whole, hey, stop making dark versions of, you know, kids things. But at the same time, that was a comic already. So it's not like they kind of pulled that out of nowhere. So fair. Because I think that comic was before the show. The one with what's her name? Melissa Joan Hart. I have not watched that show in a really long time. But I think I have it on Hulu. I know the first season's like a little rough in the beginning and then it just it gets its groove. But man, that show is nostalgia. I think I watched the entirety of that show. Some of it while it was airing on TV, if not the whole thing. Ba-da-da, let's do the thing. I need to erase that bit right there that I'm passing. And I'm probably gonna do some flat colors in some areas. Also, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. I was correct. I was indeed about to sneeze. Excuse me. I knew I was not gonna get to the mic before I started sneezing. Hopefully I did not deafen anybody. Oops. Yeah, that's what I thought. No. Come on. Nope. Don't bloody do that. And then... yeah, I'll need to at least get rid of a good chunk of the pencil lines and spots here and there. Also, Jane, did I ask you how's your day been so far? I think I did, but let me just make sure. Where is it? Wait, yeah, that's what the scarfing down the salad part was an answer to. There we go. Alright, so... no, I just need to shrink the size of this brush. Probably a little bit more than that. Yeah, I realized and I was just like, no, that's what the scarfing down the salad part was addressing. Cut. Ah! Hope everything is good on the parent front. Got to use my broken Spanish. Oh god, my Spanish is absolute. Parent. Yay! I have like the bare minimum. My dad was so pissed when I quit taking Spanish in 9th grade. I was just not interested. Not that it's like a terrible language, but it's one of those, I was just not interested in doing that particular language. You don't talk on the telephone much? At least that's my presumption of what that means. Because I know at least a good chunk of what that's... No work and too much telephone. Ah, okay. Trabajo is work then. Alright. Because, yeah, telefono mucho would be... And too much telephone. So, yeah, that makes sense. Like I said, I've not looked at Spanish in years. Yeah, there probably is. I couldn't tell you it. But there likely is. Or at least an add-on to specify that it's a mobile phone rather than, you know, general telephone, which you would think of like, you know, rotary dial. Da da da. Come on. Just erase that wee little area. Oops. No. Son of a... Okay. It is not that bad. It is digital art. You can Ctrl Z anything. It is fine. I'm not trying to get rid of the entirety of the pencil bits that I have here, just because it does allow for a little bit of texture, which I do like. I just don't want the areas that are like, you know, blatantly out of place here and there. I think I have most of it now. Bell's about to ring. Alrighty. Glad to see you. And obviously be on the lookout for wallpapers in the sub-related Discord, because I'm probably going to upload the one I just finished in there. After a stream today. But yeah, I hope the rest of your day goes smoothly. Alright, also, that part's not connected. That's... And pre-roll ads are back to being on. Goody. What we all wanted. Alright. Alright, that mostly pacifies me for now. So, let's see. Let's do some flat colors in some spots here. Although, let's make this... Oops. Nope. There we go. Let me turn off stabilizer for now. And make this a gray so I can tell. Oh. Where the heck is that from? Yep, from that layer. God damn it. Because I'd accidentally changed the... I think the pen color. The brush color. Whoops. Why? Ugh. Also, okay, about 10 more minutes until I hit break again. Which I think... Once I get the flat colors on here, I'm gonna definitely do at least a little bit of words on stream. And then likely call it a day after that. Get as much of those white specks out of there. I really should have checked that, but eh. It is what it is. Oh, let's zoom that in a little bit so I can see. Oops, yeah, I know that might get cut into. Just a smidge at least. Alright, and let's turn that back on so I can get that line back. Nope, still eraser. Or rather, it's the gray color. So let's get that to be this color. And because I kept swapping between the lighter of these two colors. That's why that's too dark. Oh well. Given that's not going to be the permanent color of these lines, it is completely fine. Alright, so let's finally get into just dropping some color in here. I'm just going with what I feel like right now, but obviously, given, you know, these are flat colors, plus I'm going to let this sit for a little while, I'm going to probably... Oh, how about if I turn that off again? That would help. And I prefer not have the stabilizer on when I'm putting down flat color. I mean, maybe if I need to, like, get a tiny space here or there, fine, but usually I like the more freedom of movement of being able to do it myself without the stabilizer kind of guiding where things go. Although arguably that would probably make things easier in the long term. Oh, I missed that piece of white too. God damn it. Why? But arguably that could just go with me changing the line color, so it's actually alright. But I'm still annoyed that I managed to miss that somehow. Alright, and then let's zoom me in a bit. So I can get at that a little bit more thoroughly. Also, given the whole potentially playing words on stream, I might do a wee bit of overtime because I sometimes have a hard time prying myself away from this game. As people who have played with me before can attest. Which is kind of why I tend to like play it like about once a month or so on stream. Although I do like it when other people play it on their streams, so I could do it there. Alright, and then, whoops. Yeah, I just needed that little nib there. And... oh, where is that from? I think here. Yeah. Do-do-do. Alright. Miss little specks here and there. Alright, and then down here just a smidge. And then... Oops. Yeah. Tiny bit over. Alright. I'll need to do that on here as well. Let's make that a lot smaller. I know I'm gonna have to probably erase the edges a little bit, but I don't mind. Yeah, let me get up out of the eraser. Alright, that edge. Also, my throat's getting dry. I'm probably gonna need a little bit more water. Which given I've been chattering a little bit, that is not a surprise. I don't think I've had a ton of water today either, so again, 0% of surprise. Oh, that's what's flashing. I saw something flashing out the corner of my eye and I forgot tablet does the thing. It lights up whenever I have the pen on it. Alright, that's good enough for this. Let's see. Yeah, I can probably quickly, or at least get some colors on these buttons here. I'm gonna see if I can stay away from purple, which I know is a very strange sentence coming from me. But I'm trying to see if, you know, at least stray out of my color comfort zone. Oh wait, yes, that's where it's supposed to be. Awesome. Flat color for these buttons. I do a couple shades of green. Come on. There it is. Alright, this green, I'm gonna need like a lightish gray. Because trying to get like a silvery effect with needle is gonna be a little bit difficult for me. Getting stuff like that to work out is a little bit of a task. Alright, a greenish yellow. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna need to fill in some gaps, but I can come back and do that, I think. Alright. And then, let's see. No, not that color. Maybe a lighter. Whoops. That's what I meant to do. A lighter gray. Oh, it would help if I'd actually use the, you know, paintbrush tool instead of the eraser. Just might help. I think I might, yeah, I'm probably gonna end up making the table a brown. So actually I could make one of those buttons orange. So orange is not a color I play with much. Or I can maybe take the teacup orange or something. I don't know. All I know is I definitely need to stretch a little bit because my neck is getting a little bit cranky again. Like, I could feel it definitely starting to tense up a little bit. Especially if I turn my head, it's just like, I don't like you. So I'm gonna go take my second break here. Yeah, I just saved that, so that's fine. And I will be right back. Totally feel free to play the Plinko or the drop game, which I have on the be right back screen. I do have the drop game on the other screens as well. Also, hi. Excuse me. But yeah, it's one of those things, time-wise, they're out of sync. So it's like, which number do I believe? I mean, either way, it'll end when it ends, so. Also, I was fiddling around with this while the ad was going. Which anybody who is a sub probably saw that. Well, actually, no, I didn't change scenes, so actually, no. That's actually incorrect. Never mind. I take that back. But yeah, if I'd switched scenes, then, yeah, you guys would have seen that. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up little spots here. Also, as you can see, I changed one of those buttons to an orange button, like I was saying I might. Before I went off and had stretch and whatnot. Also, yeah, this one needs a little bit of a clean. Oops, come on. Just get those little areas here. Oh, and let me fix this one. I forgot there are little bits in here that I needed to deal with. Alright, and then let's fill in those spaces. The eraser was a tiny bit too big. Alright. Little gaps here. Also, that little spot on the outside, I will get to that in a moment. That's basically going to be table color and then maybe figure out a color for teacup, and then that's pretty much about it for now when it comes to here in regards to flat colors. Oops. I hadn't meant to move that far. That's my mistake. Clean. Oop. Thank goodness for that. Central Z, sometimes. Also, I know you can probably see on the little thing, but I am quite zoomed in to be seeing all these little specks and whatnot. Even though this is just a flat color layer, but I'd rather, you know, be assured everything looks fine now. Even though I am going to clean up later on in the process anyway, so. Also, yeah, I knew that looked weird. There it is. That's better. Alright. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna have a brown for the table. And then, although arguably, yeah, the flat color for the table is gonna need to be below this, so let me just, I know I'll need to label that at some point, but I will take care of that later. Alright, so, oh yeah, because I probably picked up those colors. There, because I wanted that, because I need that to get really, really dark to be a brown. Nope. Ah, oh wait, yeah, that needs to go above there. So that actually has to go underneath the yarn too. That would make better sense. Alright. Let's make this a lot smaller so I can get into the tiny spaces. I just needed that brush really giant to get the majority of that filled. Although that might be a little bit too dark, but actually, depending on how bright I keep these colors up top, it'd actually be a good thing for this to be like a dark brown like this. So it's actually not a bad idea. Ba da 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 da. And oh, I need that to be a little bit lighter. Also, I'm seeing bits of brown here, so I'm guessing there are probably tiny little gaps in the flat color here. I'll probably need to poke at a later point. Which I can live with. And then let's get that going. That's slightly past the line, so it's that. And yeah, those spots there. Let's get those nice and erased. And then do here and here. Alright, then one more of these for the teacup. And then for now, I will leave this be. Well, actually, I'll make sure. Let me actually... Table flats. Oops. The hell? How did I do that? I keep doing that. Alright, so... yeah, button and needle. And then teacup flat. Cool. I'm just doing that preemptively because I want to make sure I do not accidentally, you know, color on a layer I don't need to color on. Makes life a wee bit easier for me, and I very much prefer that. Alright, so let's see. Color, that green, that spring green. Although this is a hell of a bright of a color. So, actually, maybe if I take this and then maybe go in here. Yeah. Because I want to avoid having too many colors. Because we literally already have like 5 or 6 going on here. Not that I have to be working on a limited color palette, but I feel like that would probably be the best way to go about this. So I don't go too far off the beaten path here. Also, doing work with limited color palettes is always interesting. Because it kind of makes you think more creatively. Arguably. Let's erase those wee little areas. I actually think I might want this a darker color. Although I can't have it too dark because I don't want it to blend with the table. So it's like, at worst, this needs to be like a mid-tone. It's like it just can't be the same shade as the table. Okay, that's a little bit better. Alright, and... Okay, drop frames, can we not do that? Although this is a lot better than yesterday. Yesterday I was just dumping them like it was a freaking Titanic. And I have no clue why. Actually, no, I have a clue potentially why, but I'm not entirely sure whether or not that is actually the case or just my suspicions. Alright. Alright, I'll leave that alone for now. So, let me save that. And... let's see. Let me edit stream title and such. Alright. I have to change everything. Given I'm gonna do words on stream, because, like I said, I really do want to do something else for the rest of today. So, might go a wee bit over time. Let's see. I'm always stressed whether or not if I want backseating allowed or not, just because, you know, people can take it overboard. So I'm usually a little bit hesitant. More games. Which, by the way, no one is required to participate if you do not want to. And you can totally just hang out here. There is absolutely no pressure. Drawing break. That's better. Alright, chill back seating allowed. Casual playthrough. There we go. Demon! Oh well. Just shifting gears, but let me actually show you what I got done. This is just some flat colors I put in here for this one. This is one of the 2 sub-sketches I needed to get done, so basically did some fiddling around with that. And let's see, where's the other one? Why did I close it? Probably because I didn't think I had anything I need to do with it. Wallpaper, which I'm going to be putting both on the Ko-fi page for sale, and gotta wait for it to open. And also be putting it on the Discord option that I have for subs, and as a thank you. So, yes. That is pumpkin. And which this is, okay, yeah, this is the larger size for like tablets and things of that ilk. Cause I only have it for phones and stuff. I haven't done stuff like this for like, you know, computers and that sort of thing. But yes, I really do like how this turns out. I was fiddling around with the magic cloud for like a while because I wasn't sure how I wanted to look, which I'm still kind of on the fence about it. It's not bad, but eh. Because I had wanted something in the mid-ground because it felt a little bit empty, and decided to go this route. So yeah, now that that's done, yay. I'm gonna actually... Oh wait, yeah, I'd already copied that, so I'm gonna switch scenes here. I need to, because I usually have to rescan the thing in here, which is why I made sure to copy that. Come on. Because it makes me have to do the thing every single time. And it annoys me. Alright, also that means I could plug out my tablet here. Oops. Sorry, did not mean to hit the thing. Alright, and let me close this so it's using a little less power in here. And yes, I'm aware it copied. Yeah, I'll keep the music off and have the background music playing. Also, I'm gonna have to... I forgot this has to be its own thing in order for me to see it going at the same time. This is the only thing I usually have to worry about setup. But yeah, Demon, how are you doing? Hopefully Wednesday is treating you well. If I have not said so already, is today a work day for you? Why is my throat being weird? I'd very much like that to stop. Because I don't think I've been talking that much to warrant that being a thing. Yes, I got word. Okay. I thought so, but I don't want to presume. Alright, and then shift that over here so I can see what that looks like. And then still be able to see chat. Alright, it's probably going to take a little while for people to come in. So, I know probably like the first round or two is probably not going to be terribly active. Which that is completely fine. Given I'm doing this for fun. Alright. Okay, yeah, my neck. My neck! Alright. So, let's get started. So, basically... Oh. I think. Oh, it is. Okay. But yeah, basically the general premise of this game is to essentially, you know, get as many words you can within the time limit, but given little lock things going on here, you can only guess one word per each interval. That's what I thought too. But there's no 7-letter word. Also, hi. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm locked out until the next thing. It might think it. There it goes. Maybe keyed? I think. Keyed. There's only one D. So you can probably put decoy. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. Oh well, that's fine. Darn. I figured we might not, because again, not gonna be terribly many people at first. Because this is definitely more of a group participation thing. So that is completely fine. Alright. And that was a large one for the first level. It's usually not that large. Alright. Alright. Oh. What's that 6-letter word? It was probably something I should probably know. Wait. Yes, I do. As soon as the words came out of my mouth, I was like, wait, I do know that word. Aces is definitely, or at least, yeah, I suspect should be there. What other 4-letter word would I have? No. And so, honestly, I think because I've played it, it's not that bad to me. But honestly, when you first start playing, it takes a little while to get into the rhythm of it, so that is completely fair. Plus, you know, given the letter shift a little bit, that tends to be annoying. So that's completely fair. Alright. That puts us past to level 3. Once you get, like, up to level 7 or so, it's gonna be fake letters in there. There you go. But yeah, absolutely no pressure. I just like doing this for fun because I like word games, word fish. Dear. Ugh. No. I was like, I need another letter for fishes. There we go. Gonna have to wait, so I only have 2 locks left. Shin. So S-H-I-N. That's a word. And also fins. Fins would already be there. There you go. I don't know why I thought finish at first. Probably because I saw the first die, my brain auto-completed. Alright, so half of the words. And... But yeah, you did a good job. English, with not being your first language, that would make sense to not be able to parse out things that easily, so that makes complete and utter sense. Hold on. What do I know? I'm well aware, so I can't. Yeah. Yes, I heard. Yeah, he's in the room. Sorry. Oh yeah, we're not gonna make that, are we? Nope. Nope. Oh well. Yep. That was my fault. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, so, let me see. I suspect, no. Okay, that's not the correct person one. Cool. But that wasn't bad. I heard it going off and I was like, but you did a good job. Let's go from the beginning. Like, the first couple of levels, it is pretty easy. Kayla! How you doing? It has been a while. I saw you popped on a couple of times. But how have you been? I'm just playing some words on stream, taking a drawing break. I hope things are well. I think. Okay, there's that at least. I assume my there in the middle of moving. Oh wow, that did certainly do. Thank you. Things have been obviously interesting because. No, that's not gonna be. Nice. So close. Let's see, we just need one more word. Whew. Yay! Nice job, you guys. How far have you been in? Are you in with the packing? Also, my neck. My neck does not appreciate this. But I like this game too much. Because I know moving means packing and more packing and more packing. So that is always not the fun part. Ooh. Okay. And let me actually have some water. Oh, I need to refill this thing. I keep forgetting to do that. No worries. Work is important, so, yeah. Totally feel free to lurk. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday. Just started moving. Ah, okay. Alright, so let's see what level 2 brings. Oh, okay. Oh, it would also help if, you know, add type in there. That would also help. Oh, nope. There we go. Nope. Yeah, probably not gonna make this one because my brain is not working at the moment. Although, fish is literally right there, and it didn't occur to me. Nope. Okay, that is a word. Alright. Yeah, probably not gonna make the goal. It's fine. Oh, dish. Wow. Oh well. That was close though. If I were a little bit faster and my brain would process the things, that would have helped. Oh well. Do. Alright. And my neck. Back there is very, very grumpy at me. Let's see. Okay, I could spell. Let's see. Jinx. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, you must be lagging a little bit, because that was the second time already. Let's see. Oh! There we go. I could not think of the word until I realized cuff was in there. But normally you see that as a plural rather than a singular. Handcuffs rather than handcuff. I always forget that's a word. Nice. All right. My brain thinks fudge, but there's no G or an E in there. All right. All right. What are those 5 letters? I'm curious. Okay, yeah, you were definitely lagging a little bit before me. But yeah, we did good. Alright, so that also means we skipped 2 levels, because we got 2 stars. If you're close, if not pretty much clearing the board, typically it takes you 3 stars, so past 3 levels, that is definitely a good thing, especially when you get up to the higher levels, because the higher levels, you know, are a wee bit more difficult. And I know what, oh, it would help. There we go. Alright. That's 2 of the big words, which is really helpful. There you go. Hedge is a word. And okay, I was about to be like, is that thing stuck? Let's see. Alright, and then I think. Would that? Nope. I don't think so anyway. I could be wrong. Would not be the first time the word. Yeah. So. There we go. So, yep, that covers us. That should take us at least, I'd say 1 star. Probably not 2. Oh, it is 2 star. Yay! Alright. So 2 star it is. And that puts us at level 5, which if we keep 2 starring, that'll be the last level that we can probably avoid the fake letters and such and things. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Okay, and no, that's not. Is that? Alright, I always think sandals has an E in it. Sandals, and it's like, no, it does not. You'd think I would know better by now. Actually, there it is. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. There you go. I might not make this one. Nice. Okay, one more word and we're gonna make it. Oh wait, never mind. I have a word right there. Really? If you had the plural, but the singular's not there. Okay. Okay, fine. You do you, game. Fine. I swear that's a word. I swear that's a word, but might not just not be one that it's one that's available in there. For this round. Oh well. That puts us at level 6. So, no pressure here. And I know what that one is. I think I know what the second one is. Maybe. That's what it is. I was gonna put something else. That would have been wrong. Do-do-do-do-do. Hey, I thought you were doing work. Also, Jinx. Okay, that's not the word. There we go. I was like, I know there are words. They exist. There we go. Yes, foul. I didn't want to take that one because that was obvious. I figured I'd give someone else to you. Oh, flu. Flu is there too. Dumb. That did not occur to me. Alright, so 1 level. So we are off to level 7. Alright, so beware there is a fake letter, which makes things very much annoying when it comes to this game. Yep. Oh, it would help. Okay, hope. Okay, so I suspect the X is probably the fake letter. But then what the hell is the... What the hell is the actual full-on word? I would like to know. Like, if there was an R, I would argue perplex. But given there's no R, that's not gonna word. There we go. Okay, hop. I don't know. H-O-P. No? Help. Okay, help. What the hell is... Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, help is a word, but I don't know. Close, but not quite. You need H-E-A-P for a heap. Yeah, I don't even know what the hell that long word was supposed to be. Watch, is gonna be something very, very weird. But nice job, you guys. We made it to the next level. Yay! Oh, sorry. Ow. Yeah. Neck is complaining. So, let's see what this next level has to bring. Let's see. Okay, clot toll. I gotta wait for a second. Nope. Plus again, there is a fake letter. I think I know what that is. Yep. So F is fake. F is fake, so... use all the other words. All their letters in words except the F. There we go. There you go. Yay! My brain wants to say felt, but F is fake. So... What's the second... Nope. Alright. Ah, yeah. I forgot cello exists. Alright, so there's 3 more words left. But we've made it, so that is completely fine. Too bad that F was a fake letter. Because that would have made a couple of words, like left. Oh, yay! 2-star. We did well. 2-star. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. That puts us as level 10. More fake letter. Let's see. Broke. Nope. Okay. broke, so E may be the fake letter. Maybe. Let's see. Key. Not key. So take out the air. I can't. Oh no. Really? Okay, I put broke. Break. Okay, break, and then. Okay, break, and then what? Break. I don't think breaky is the word. Oh. Dummery. There we go. There we go. Okay, now you should be able to... It would help if I'd be able to do that. Yeah, we're not gonna make it. Darn! I don't know why my brain put together it was the O, not the E. Oh well. That was a good round. Alright, so let's see. I'm gonna actually take a quick 5-minute break and then I'm gonna likely start another round because I tend to forget that breaks exist when I play this game. So I should probably do that. Plus my neck is slightly cranking at me, so break time it is. Totally feel free to get up and stretch and stuff. Actually, you have a thing for that. Channel points. There it is. Thank you. I have water, but I need to refill the thing, so definitely will do. But yeah, I will break and stretch so my neck does not absolutely detest me by the time we're done, and I will be back. Alright, break is over. Apparently I've dropped more frames. Don't know why the hell. And back also. I'm gonna quickly just check on these Discord alerts to see what they are. They're probably not anything that needs my attention immediately, if at all. Probably not. Yep. There we go. Yep. All good. And alright, back. And I did have water. So, yay. Thank you for redeeming the hydrate. I'll say I'd accidentally pressed the 1 minute instead of the 1 minute 30-second ad. Because that allows 10 more minutes of no more pre-rolls. So that was my mistake. Oh well. Alright, so I'm gonna get started on another round here. I don't think I'm gonna play too many more rounds or else I will be here all evening, so probably 2 or 3 depending on how far we get. Oof. But yeah, I definitely need to stretch my neck. Do 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 do. Not sure if I'll be able to get past this level, we'll see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need both of the 5-letter words, I suspect. Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, I was gonna need 1 or 2 more words, but I think everybody had wandered off while I took a break, which that is perfectly fine. Do. Yep, that's what I thought. So I'm just gonna give some time for everybody to pop back in. Alright. Excuse me. But yeah, anybody potentially hanging around in the background, watching me play Words on stream, I tend to not do this terribly often because I like playing this game a lot and it's very hard to pry myself away from it whenever I start playing it on stream. I tend to do it for like a couple of hours, so yeah, I try not to do it terribly often. Which is why I like it when other people play the games. I can just be like, hey, thing, I can play the thing. Plus I like word games. Word games are fun. But yes, anybody happen to be in the background and do not know who I am. Hi, I'm Serena, variety caster of Way Too Many Things. I was working on art stuff. Digital art specifically. And decided to take a break for the rest of the stream just because I kind of was just like, Also, I was working on the art stuff before stream, so technically it's been longer than 3 hours for that, so I kind of needed to get up and, get a nice change of pace. So I decided to play some games for a little bit. But yes, normally I normally do things like knitting, crochet, spinning, weaving, yarn related stuff, hence the name. There's also chainmail. There's art both digitally and traditionally. And there's sometimes games, as you can see right here. I like Stardew Valley a bit because nice fun 8-bit game. Although sometimes can get annoying and things try to kill you. Anyway, if you happen to enjoy any of these things, totally feel free to hang out, potentially give a follow, and I hope you have a fun time here. And if you'd like to support the stream, there is a tip in the bit bar wherever they happen to be located on this scene. I'm not sure where because I'm not looking at OBS right now, which are helpful for, say, being able to send out things and stuff. And because, the postage. Postage costs money, unfortunately. What else? So tips and bits and also subs, which currently have a sub goal that I'm trying to get to the last tier 1 email slot that we have available as an affiliate, which there's what's its face? Yes. 5 bonus slots, I believe. I forget there's like a lot more for partners, but Although I have an idea of what I want it to be. I need to sit down and sketch that, but I'm like busy. Plus I've been doing drawing stuff for the month, so it's like that's kind of eating in my time as well. So it's like a lot of things. What else? But yes, tips and that sort of stuff. Also a Ko-fi page along with the Etsy page. Both of those are very much places if you want to check them out. Totally feel free to. You can do so by doing !follow and then get my link tree of all the links. The Etsy page, I tend to do handmade stuff like pumpkin keychains, which given the time of year, you might want to check out one of those. The shop only sends to US and Canada at the moment because EU shipping is kind of insane right now. There's that. Ko-fi, which Ko-fi has mostly digital stuff, which is where that wallpaper I just finished earlier today is going to go. There's going to be 2 sizes. One for phones, which is 900 by 1600 pixels. Excuse me. I can speak. And the other one is about 2000 by it was some random 3000 number, but that should definitely fit like tablets and stuff. I don't do the what's its face? Computer screen ones, at least not at the moment. Although arguably the 4000 size one I could probably do that with, but we'll see. I got that idea from DeviCat, plus given the whole not doing Redbubble anymore, I figured why not do more wallpapers and stuff. So there's that, and then there's the donut pins that I have available in the shop. That's a physical item. Digital items can go to anyone and anywhere. So if you want a wallpaper, that'd be a great way to support as well. Alright, so I'm gonna restart this and see how far we get. Oh. Derp. My brain was trying to sort what the word was, and then it's like, oh, that's what the word is. There we go. Also, shame blog is not a word in here. Alright. Okay. Alright, what other words? Alright, so one more word. Nope. No, that's proper noun. Oh. Dummy. It took me. Globe, lobe. Sometimes the letter shifting tends to be like make things very annoying. Let's see. Okay, so there's 2 6-letter words. All right. All right, I think I have the other 6-letter. Okay, we're 3.5 hours in nearly, so probably after this one, I might just end today. Oh. Ba-da-da-da-da. Yeah, probably not gonna make it. Oh well. Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people have wandered off, so that's completely fine and are busy doing the things. So, probably gonna end it here. Alright. Unless there's anyone who wants to play another one, but I doubt that at this point in time. So, let's see. Yeah, probably should, because it's been almost 3.5 hours, so I could probably do other things at this point in time. But I definitely had fun with you guys. Also, I'm dropping a wee bit of frames, which is not helping anybody. Whee! Okay, I have a face again. Yay! Alright, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. Marcy, if you're still here, thank you for the follow. Raptor, if you're still here. Well, actually, no, I'm pretty sure you've run off by now to do things. But thank you for the raid. I very much appreciate it. I will be back again on Friday. Thursdays are one of my days off. I don't think I had mentioned my schedule, but my typical schedule is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. All from starting about 1 p.m. Eastern to about 4 p.m. Eastern, which I believe you should be able to check the schedules tab if you're either on PC and mobile, and then be able to tell what time that is compared to your local time. I will be back again Friday. Probably be doing yarn stuff and things, unless I change my mind. But very much appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys then. Bye! There we are.